Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Building Your Life with John Browning. And Michael DeLon has taken a much needed, much well-deserved vacation, and he's not with us today, but I'm very excited to have Patti Plough with us today, and she is what we call the ESOP Evangelist. So she's the president and CEO, and she's actually run a very successful company before this, where she used this idea of an ESOP, and it was very beneficial not only to her as a business owner, but more importantly, maybe to her employees. Now, I realize I may have lost a few of you, even with the acronym ESOP. So Patty's going to tell us a little bit about exactly what that is and why it can be very beneficial to you if you are a business owner or if you happen to be an employee of a privately held business. And before we get started, just as a reminder, you can easily get in touch with me at guardianrockwealth.com and hit the contact us button. And I'm happy to send you a free copy of my book, Build a Life, Not a Portfolio. And you can also reach me, and this is super easy, just text the word life to 21,000. And you can get all of my links and all of the information that you could possibly want to have on me, and we can connect that way as well. And of course, you can call me at 312-372-5000. And Patti, I will want to get this information from you a little bit later on as well, so people know how to contact you. But let me just ask you, what is this thing called an ESOP, and why do I care?
Well, because as far as I'm concerned, it's the absolute holy grail of exit strategies for business owners because it's a win-win-win. It's an acronym that stands for Employee Stock Ownership Plan. So basically what you're doing is you are selling your company to your employees, but it doesn't cost them anything. It's free to them. And there are so many benefits to creating an ESOP that, in my opinion, there is not a better exit strategy out there. Or if you look at an ESOP versus another exit strategy over a 10-year period, there's not another exit strategy that can compare. So, and I just found out about this strategy a couple of years ago when I was in the process of, myself and my partners, in the process of looking at a offer of 30% over fair market value that we had from a third party.
Sounds good.
During that process, we discovered through a financial advisor the benefits of an ESOP. He had noticed that I was very concerned about what was going to happen to our employees in selling to a third party, and asked us if we knew about ESOPs. He felt that would be a better route for us. And when I found out about these benefits, I let our other partners know, which we still had to address, that we had an offer on the table for 30% more, which after the first meeting, they weren't going to allow some things, add backs on the balance sheet, which then all of a sudden, lo and behold, it lowered their offer down to fair market value. So here we are with an opportunity now to look at the ESOP, which I felt was the perfect vehicle for our exit, and all the partners agreed. So we moved forward and are enjoying these benefits from the ESOP structure. Our employees are the people that helped us build our company, are also enjoying these benefits as well. And what they are, there's actually 7 of them, John.
Yeah.
And number 1, you're guaranteed fair market value for your company. So they will not try to come in and offer you less, you're guaranteed fair market value.
No deal creep, right?
No deal creep. That's right. No deal creep.
We'll offer you 30% more, but we're not going to allow 30% of what should be on the balance sheet and then as part of the value of the business. So really, it's either even or worse than even when you get done with the negotiations, right?
Right.
Which are
right.
painful to begin with, just sitting in the meetings and negotiating down and down and down. So
That's right. And that's how we felt when that was reduced. How much further south are we going to go?
right.
So benefit number 2 is that you can actually stay on in your current position at your company for as long as you want. You can stay on indefinitely. So you literally sold your company. You're getting the money from selling your company for fair market value, and you can stay on and stay employed and partake in the ESOP as well.
And
So that's up to you if that's what you want to do.
That's what, if I could just interrupt you for 1 second here, I talk with business owners on a regular basis. And even if you're not a business owner, one of my first questions about building your life is, what does this money or this asset mean to you? And with business owners, I get varying responses, but one of the most common is that this is my legacy, this is my baby, this is what, I put my life's work into this. And the idea of selling it to some third party who might do something that doesn't mesh with my values and why I built this company is just not okay. So this is another benefit of the ESOP, is you can actually stay on and in control of what happens with your company.
And nothing operationally changes in your company. So there's not somebody new coming in and changing the way that you were used to doing business. Your employees are not at risk, and you can stay on in your role. You can stay on in the role of your choice, or you can do what I chose to do, and that was I stepped down when I found out that there wasn't enough education out there about these tremendous benefits and this tremendous exit strategy. And I'm just on the board. So I still, in essence, have a say in my company and the say in where it's going financially by being on the board. But yet I'm freed up to tell other business owners about these great benefits and to help them if that's what they want to do. If they want to take advantage of an ESOP structure, I'm happy to help them implement that as well. So benefit number 3. So let's say today you're the normal for-profit company that is paying 33 to 40% taxes, okay? But tomorrow you're an ESOP. And tomorrow, because you're an ESOP, you become, in essence, a tax-free entity. You no longer pay corporate taxes. And so you're literally 33 to 40% larger the day you sign and become an ESOP. And now all the money that you paid in taxes goes to the bottom of that bottom line on that balance sheet.
And there are a few people out there right now that are just their ears perked up and they're like, whoa, wait just a minute, let's turn back the clock here. What's that? And while we won't, there goes the phone. But while we won't go over that again, it's very important and something that we often talk about here when we're just doing the wealth management side of things, right? Is the sort of the tax monster eating away at your wealth, and you want to pay your fair share. We're not talking about anything that is nefarious here, but this is a way to avoid, and there's avoid, there's delay, there's all sorts of different ways to reduce your tax burden. This is yet another way to do that. So it's something we talk about not just with ESOPs, but with everything. And it really has to do with how you set things up. And an ESOP is just one way, one tool you can use there, but there's other ways too, with how everything from how you set up your accounts, the titling of it, to how you withdraw and what order you withdraw those accounts as you enter into retirement. So don't think that you always have to pay this great big tax bill. There are ways to reduce that, and this is just another one of those ways.
It is. So to your point, John, I'm going to go on benefit number 4.
Mhm.
Benefit number 4 is that you can literally defer your capital gains on the total purchase price indefinitely. And if nothing changes with the step up in basis, your heirs, once they take that money out upon, your death, they will not have to pay capital gains either, as long as that step up in basis is still in place. So how that works is you have to be a C Corp to take advantage of the capital gains deferral, okay? And so the way this is structured is when we set this up, you're a C Corp, so you can take advantage of the capital gains deferral with basically 10 to 20% investment into US stocks and bonds. And then right after that, we switch the corporate structure over to an S Corp, because as you know, with an S Corp, the taxes flow through and then the shareholders pay those on their personal taxes. Well, when the taxes flow through and you have an ESOP set up, which is a retirement fund, and it's non-taxable, the entire corporation becomes a tax-free entity. So basically, your corporation becomes a tax-free entity, and the money you've made on the ESOP is, you can defer the capital gains on that. So it's a win for the corporation, and it's a win for you as the shareholder.
And before anybody gets, just switches us off, I'm not a C Corp. I could never be a C Corp. For all you LLCs or sole proprietors out there, yes, you can. Okay, it sounds scary and it sounds difficult, but there are folks out there who specialize in exactly that, and switching from an LLC or sole proprietorship to a C Corp and then back to the S Corp, all that can be done. And there are people in place that know you don't have to learn how to do that. You just need good people like Patti and her team that can walk you through those things.
That's right. And actually, that is exactly 100% right, John. You don't have to worry about a thing. We have a team of attorneys and CPAs that do just that. That's what we specialize in. We specialize in making this effortless for you. And that's key. So that's 100% right. Now, number 5. Number 5 is, if you remember, I said I had 5 other partners. You can actually customize this deal for each shareholder. So if I only wanted to sell 30% of my shares, I could do that. If my partner wanted to sell 100% of their shares, they could do that as well. But I will tell you that there are the most, to maximize the benefits that you will garner, you 100% sale to the ESOP and staying in control of your company and staying on is the best route. That is, the 100% sale gives you the most benefits. And that's what, once I set up the meeting for all of our partners to hear about these tremendous benefits that I had heard about, every single one of them agreed that they wanted to do a 100% sale to the ESOP. It was a no-brainer for all of us.
Right. Yep.
So benefit numbers.
Yep. No, that's good. Benefit number 6. I want to hear all.
Benefit number 6. This is a free gift to your employees because the company is the one that is buying the shareholders out and taking on the debt. So your employees are given this free gift of a retirement benefit windfall. Remember when I said that you become a tax-free entity? So you're no longer paying corporate taxes 33 to 40%, and it could be going higher. And the first order of business for the company is to pay you out as the shareholder. And then the company can grow exponentially by purchasing other businesses, by expanding the company, and also by contributing to the retirement fund for your employees who are now the new owners and shareholders. So they literally have skin in the game, which changes their outlook. They're no longer an employee. They're now a business owner.
Right.
And there are statistics out there that show that in downturn economies, including the pandemic, ESOPs have fared better because you have a group of owners now, not employees, and they take pride in what they're doing. So now, benefit number 7, which has 2 parts. Benefit number 7 that has 2 parts, okay, is called the second bite of the apple. And I've actually left the best for last, okay? Not that it could get any better, right? I mean, you're looking at this thinking that it's too good to be true. I just went through it, and it's not. Everything I'm telling you is the truth, and these are the benefits. So it's called the second bite of the apple. And what I've been asked before is, what are the downsides to ESOPs, okay? There's got to be downsides. So one of them is that a bank isn't going to loan the company up to 100% of the fair market value. So you're only going to be allowed to take a portion of the cash off the table. And the other portion is going to have to be owner financed for, let's say 2 to 5 years is going to have to be owner financed. That's looked at as that is a negative when it comes to ESOPs. I personally, as a business owner that did this transaction, I look at this as a benefit, and I will tell you why. Because you did a portion of owner financing and bank financing, you are allowed what you are given in exchange for doing owner financing, warrants. And those warrants, during the time of the owner financing period, before you're paid off, during that time, any shares in the company, any attrition in the company, those shares come back to the original owners up to 49.9%. I will tell you that the average that a shareholder realizes is 30 to 35% come back. At the end of that loan period, you can sell those back to the company a second time. So the second bite of the apple, the first bucket of the second bite of the apple for the shareholder is you literally can sell your company twice. So, and I'll give you an example after I tell you about bucket number 2. Bucket number 2, you have a management team, a leadership team that you have in place that is going to or has been helping you grow your company. Those key employees that you want to have a golden attractor, okay? Something that is going to attract people that are going to help you build your company. And there's a bucket for them. So now you have the owner bucket and you have your key employee bucket. Excuse me.
Bless you.
In the owner bucket, let's use the 30%. You're getting 30% back. And you put 20% in the owner bucket and you put 10% in your key employee bucket. And let's say you have 5 key employees. Now, I'm going to tell you a real life story about a company that was sold to an ESOP, sold to their employees for $25 million. And in that time period of the initial sale and the second bite, the company invested in other businesses, and those other businesses, the value now of the company is $100 million.
Yeah.
The original sale was 25, now they're worth 100. Now let's go back to that 30%. The owner bucket has 20%, and the key employee, the management incentive bucket, has 10%. So you just, by trading in those warrants, you just realized an additional $20 million for your company by being patient and doing owner financing with the ESOP. Now let's move over to the management incentive and your 5 key employees. There's $10 million in that bucket. You just made 5 of your employees that helped you build your company exponentially. You just paid them $2 million a piece.
Yeah.
So now it gets even better than that for your employees, because I'm sure all of you have heard of management incentive programs and the tax bite, right? Remember, when you sold your company to the ESOP, you've taken it down to almost zero because there's 100% debt on the books. That's when you set up your management incentive program. So literally, the tax bite is essentially nothing.
So I'm a business owner, and you've just made me like totally excited, but you've also given me, and this is for the Building Your Life podcast, this got really technical, which is fine, because for the people who need to hear this is just invaluable information. And I can tell you that it's not common knowledge.
It isn't.
This is just not common knowledge, but we're about out of time. Can you give us the best way to contact you if you're interested in more? Because there's so much more to it. I mean, you gave us kind of all the big steps, right? But people need to know a heck of a lot more in order to really, make a decision and to actually implement it and execute it. Because number one thing with any plan, right, is you have to not just plan, but you have to execute the plan. And you can tell them how to do that. So,
and that's what we do.
How do we get in touch with you?
So I am Patti at excellegacygroup.com or excellegacygroup.com, or you can text ESOP to 21,000, and my digital business card with a video with these points, these benefits, will come into your text messages. In addition to that, if you want to get a hold of me to set up a deeper dive for your company, you can also reach me at 414-750-2901. And I would be happy, more than happy, to walk you through these tremendous benefits and do a deeper dive with my legal team.
And just like Guardian Rock, we do businesses in all over the United States, and Patti will as well. She has offices in Florida and Wisconsin, but that doesn't mean she only does business in those states. And the same way with Guardian Rock, wherever you happen to be, we can likely help you with your financial planning, your wealth management. And if you have questions about what exactly does that mean, we'd love to have a chat with you as well. So I really like that digital business card, Patti. That is so valuable because there are links on there. There's a video on there. And like Patti said, it's just typing the word into your text, ESOP, to what was the number?
21,000.
21,000. And while you're at that, you can type in the word life, LIFE, to 21,000 as well. And you'll get my digital business card and all the links to all that information also. And there's a lot of free material out there. If you're just exploring and just curious, there's things there that can give you even more information than you got today. But Patti, thanks so much for being a guest here on the Building Your Life podcast that we do weekly, and just really happy we had you on.
Thank you, John. It was such a pleasure to be here.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.